Network Security, CCNA Security Labs. Why I hate SSL VPNs and Java. When I record, real world labs, I always try and give you a lot of examples. Today I wanted to use my SSL VPN and it didn't work. Of course, I decided to record a video and complain about that. Show you why, maybe not why I hate SSL VPNs. I want to show you some disadvantages of SSL VPNs. I'm pretty sure you know SSL VPNs at this stage. I assume you even know how to enable them on an ASA firewall. What you have to remember is that there are some problems with SSL VPNs. I will give you the following example. Let's say, let me change the color. That day, you decided to create an SSL VPN portal and a very simple Pptp VPN configuration. It doesn't matter where. It can be a Cisco firewall. Of course it's Cisco, right? A Microsoft server. It doesn't matter. You tested everything. You were happy with everything. And now, 5 months later, you decided to use both solutions again. What will happen? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. This guy is going to work. 99.99999% Pptp is going to work. SSL VPN, I give you less than 50% that it's going to work, and all features, I'm pretty sure all features will not be available to you. Why? How is it possible? What do you mean? SSL VPN is great. Yes, it is. But do you remember how you use an SSL VPN portal? How do you use it? Yes, you browse to it. It means that we use things like Internet Explorer, Firefox, Java, ActiveX, and so on. What do you have to do if you enable Pptp? Will this protocol change in the next 6 months? The answer is, of course it will not. Now a question is, will ActiveX change in the next 6 months? Will Java change in the next 6 months? Well, okay, can you see where I'm going with that? I remember, I think that was 2 years ago. I'll tell you a short story. I think that was 2 years ago when, I remember that was, I think Monday morning or Tuesday morning, and that was the panic mode in the company that I worked for. Why? Because, I don't know, 50 or 60% of our clients said that they could not RDP to their laptops and PCs using SSL VPN. This RDP plugin stopped working on almost all ASAs, and I don't know, 50-60% of clients were affected. And you know what the problem was? Microsoft, as far as I remember, Microsoft was asked by Cisco to implement an update because there was an issue with some versions of SSL VPN code on ASA firewalls. And because it was not secure, that's why Cisco said, well, let's break it, and that will encourage people to update the code. As far as I remember, that's how it was. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The idea is, and the idea was, that at the time people could not VPN into their network. It took a lot of time to sort it out, and it was not an easy task. What about Pptp? It will be with us forever. Of course, Pptp is not the most secure protocol. I will give you the following example, because you can say, you should not use Pptp. Yes, let's say L2TP. I set it up on my Ssl USG. I'm pretty sure it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Let's say 2.5, right? And I didn't use it for like a year or so. Later on, I started recording, I think it was VPN series or general network, I think VPNs. And I said, well, it would be good to show an L2TP example. And I said, well, I remember I had a connection like that, a profile like that on this Ssl firewall. And I said, okay, let me test it. And you know what? Yes, you guessed it. It did work. I took a Windows 8 laptop, I typed the IP address, IPsec pre-shared key, that's it, job's done. When I set it up 2 years ago, I don't know why I put hours, years. When I set it up 2 years ago, it was like XP and Windows 7, right? Now we have Windows 8, probably Java and Internet Explorer, Firefox. They have been updated hundreds of times. For L2TP, it doesn't matter. Okay, I think you get the point, right? You should not use SSL VPN. Now, that's not true. What you have to remember is that it's not a one-time thing. When you set up an SSL VPN portal, you have to be prepared that you will have to support it. And you know what the problem is. That's why I decided to record this video, to in a way warn you. When will you receive a phone call from a user? 9 a.m.? No. 2 p.m.? No. It will be Sunday morning or Tuesday 10 p.m. because they will try and VPN from home, from a hotel, and so on. It's okay to use SSL VPN portals. That's a great solution. What you have to do, you have to remember about all these problems and disadvantages of SSL VPNs. Okay, I'll show you what went wrong in my case. I will VPN first. I have two-factor authentication, that's right. I have a small application running on my mobile phone and I am going to confirm my request now. Come on, approve. That will let me connect. Okay. The first thing I noticed, as I said, I have not been using this SSL VPN for, well, I don't know, 6-8 months? I use AnyConnect and you will understand why in a moment. I wanted to RDP to this server. I wanted to RDP quickly, so I said, okay, let's use SSL VPN. And you know what? First thing I noticed, ActiveX was not the protocol to be used. And I googled it and said, well, I am pretty sure it used to be ActiveX. And I was right, because Cisco say, yeah, we will use ActiveX unless you tell us we should not. And there is no command like that in my bookmarks. There is no option like that. I'm pretty sure there isn't. ActiveX doesn't work. I don't know why, but that was okay. I said, okay, whatever. I can use Java. That's a good joke, isn't it? It took me, I don't know, 30 minutes to sort it out. The first message I got was this security exception, and they said, I'll show you that just in case you have to fix. That wasn't here. I think that was in Java. Yeah. In security, the first thing they suggested, oh, it is enough to add your website to that list. And it didn't work. So I googled it again, and someone suggested, oh, you have to change it to medium. And it sounds like an easy task, but please remember it will affect everything. That is your security level. And you can say, well, there is a way to make it happen for this connection only. Well, yeah, maybe. But, imagine you have 100 users. Good luck with that. One user is running IE10 at the moment, and he will upgrade to IE11 tomorrow. It's much easier if you have a corporate device, then you're in charge, you're in control. Anyway, going back to my story, that's what I did to fix it. Let's see if it still works, because I don't trust it anymore. But that's not the end. With Java, it will not allow you to run it in a full screen mode, and it will ask like 200 questions. I really hate when people do that. Take a look. It's asking, do you want to run this application? Yes. And in a few moments it will say, are you sure you want to run this application? Yes. And it's like, I remember an HP switch. It took forever to load Java. I will be able to connect, but it will not give me a full screen mode. I think there is an option in the bookmark that you can put to make it happen. Still, I don't like it. I was happy with my ActiveX. Okay, let me try it again, because I had a phone call. Don't want to blame Java for everything. Here we go. Please note it is not in the full screen mode. I don't know if it's possible to do it from here. Don't think so. I know there is a command you can run it. I did that for Macs and so on. Well, anyway, I was happy with ActiveX, and now it's not ActiveX anymore. I'm very curious. Let me test VNC. Because the problem with the VNC plugin that I had, that was, well, again, 8-10 months ago, when I wanted to connect, I could see 50% of my screen. The rest was black. Let's test it. Ah, it's okay. Cool. Okay, let's try and summarize. SSL VPNs are great. I recommend you use SSL VPNs for your end users. It is a great solution if you want to connect to your network, even to your home network. It's a great solution. What you have to remember that it is not a one-time thing. I struggle to say, I'm not happy to say it's not a reliable solution. I will leave it open and you can decide what to say. What I can tell you is that every time I leave an SSL VPN portal for more than 6 months, something stops working every single time. When I set up Pptp, I remember, okay, L2TP is one example. I set up Pptp on my SBS 2008 server 3 or 4 years ago. And you know what? I can guarantee it's going to work tomorrow. Thank you very much.